Welcome back to the Casting Cost cEDH podcast. I'm Blake.
I'm Chase, and today we're covering the SCG CON Orlando Top 16. And before we get into it, this is going to be a theme you're going to see in some of our videos coming out over the next few weeks because we're so close. We're so close to 1,000. I think currently, at the time of the recording,
We're like 880 something.
884 or something like that.
Yeah.
Last week was the first time we'd actually sat down and begged you all to subscribed, and we got about 100
We got 100
plus within a week. So thank you all so much for listening to us and enjoying the content we're putting out on the channel. And if you're liking what we're doing, please continue to like, comment, and subscribe.
But that's not the topic of today. What is the topic of today, Chase?
The topic of today is the top 16 breakdown from SCG CON Orlando that took place this past weekend. It was an 83-player event. Now, it wasn't the biggest event over the course of the weekend. And that was the other one that there was a certain individual in our space that won it. But I think he's probably either A, going to cover it, or B, didn't put his deck list out there. So we can't cover it. So... No, it is probably more of a thing with Top Deck's software and trying, because you had said earlier they're going through a bunch of changes.
Yeah, they're making a lot of changes and stuff. It's actually pretty cool now though. They've got real-time reporting and all sorts of stuff that as you're going into each round, it'll shoot you notifications and let you know hey, this is where you're at. If you got to buy, it's really cool, and you can just see stuff from your lock screen. They're making a lot of big changes, so it'll be really cool to see what's rolled out. But
that is pretty cool. And I guess before we get into this, I am noticing something that's a little bit off.
Wow.
There's not a 7th place.
Oh well. Cool.
Yeah. There's not a 7th place.
They dropped.
Maybe.
Oh well.
Did they do a top 17?
What? No.
We're just okay. So yeah, that is a little bit odd on here. So the thing that I'm looking at right now, if you're on EDH top 16 and you kind of follow along with us as we're going on through this, it is not showing the 7th place person.
Oh well.
Just now realized that. So you ready to begin? In 16th place, we have Jesse Music on Kennen Bonder Prodigy with 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw.
Hey. Let's see what version of Kennen they're running. I immediately noticed the Devoted Druid, so I'm guessing they're probably on Machine Gods, FG, and some of those other things. Let's check.
Yep. There it is.
Yep. Yeah. Now it's throwing me off that it's not in we've been using the Top Deck stuff so long that it threw me off that it wasn't in mana order. But yeah, no, I think that I actually kind of like this version of the list. I know some people run things like the Freed from the Rail, and they run some of those other pieces.
Yeah.
But I think with the deck already being so heavy into tutor up artifacts rather than obviously tutor up enchantments, I think it makes a lot of sense to just go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to throw Devoted Druid in. Yeah. We have a ton of creature tutors anyway, and then you have tons of ways to find artifacts in the deck. I think that just makes the most sense to me. Go ahead and just throw that in.
So I was actually talking to Jake this weekend on some Kennen stuff, trying to either rethink of a list and think of Kennen in a different way for myself. And he was talking about building almost this turbo version of it. But there is a card in particular in his list that stands out to me because it is not one of your Xur cards, but it is a Xur card. Really? I believe this Prophet. Is that correct? Is that the one that they use?
Oh, the Prophet of Distortion.
Yeah.
Most people are running. It's the Dimensional Infiltrator, which
or is that the one that infinite mana?
Yeah, infinite mana do that. But this one is pretty much the same way. Whenever you bring it onto the battlefield, you can pump the stuff into it and draw cards rather than saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just exile all the cards at the table and just have to pass the turn. This one can pretty much find you a finish if you're already in your turn. So, I mean, it's essentially another Thrasios for 1 mana.
Well, that, and they are also on the Stonework Pack Beast. So they have additional ways in the deck that not only are are the outlets to be able to filter that mana into without having to continuously put cannon activations on the stack. Or they're able, if they just have the basalt plan, they can, and maybe one or two of these out, they can start drawing into the deck or continue flipping with the stonework. It just makes it a little bit more flexible, I guess, is a way of putting it, to where like you're not so reliant on the exact same pieces every time. And maybe that not only provides a little bit of redundancy, but some consistency with the deck too.
Yeah. No, just looking into, I feel like this is slightly more sorceries than I'm used to seeing, especially from like Waffle's like no bad cards list.
Yeah, I would say we're typically used to seeing 2 on here. Typically, just the Fabricate and the Transmute Artifact.
Yeah.
Not as much of the Reshape. I think some lists have kind of come off of that, but I don't think having all 3 is bad, especially like with the inclusion of the Stonework Pack Beast. Like you have another artifact tutor option that can put it directly onto the battlefield if you're not flipping off of it, and it kind of gives you that opportunity to go, well, I'm not really going for basalt here. It's just for 2. Come on.
Well, see, like I'm currently playing, I've been playing a little bit of Kennen, and I'm on Waffles like the no bad cards list, and you're running like Finale, Green Suns, Nature's Rhythm, and like the Transmute, I'm pretty sure. And then I don't think he's on Fabricate or Reshape, but I still think that these are solid includes. And like I said, going more into the artifact plan in this list, it just makes more sense that you're gonna throw those cards in. Instants look good. It's just very interactive. Chord, and then common, like the Crop Rod, and then lots of other just like interactive spells after that. The Dramatic Reversal, because like it just, I mean, untap everything. Basically, you get to take another turn. Flood Maw, nothing too crazy. Artifacts, same thing. It just looks like your typical like Kennen artifact package. And then they're on the copy sequence of stuff. I'm surprised that they're not on Freed from the Real, but also I don't think that you need Freed from the Real, so I think that's totally fine. And then just a good land package. Nothing too crazy other than that. You got anything else you want to say about this one?
I ain't got anything. Congrats, Jesse, on 16th place. In 15th, we have Nathan Neves on Ketramos, the New Dawn, with 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. So this is one that I feel like people were really hyped up on whenever Aether Drift came out, and then we haven't really seen much since. Like, I think the biggest ones out of this set were probably Loot and then Hashaton, and then this one was like really talked of, but no one had really figured it out. I think it's in it sees a lot of play in like Standard and things like that, but not as much in this format. So what do we got going on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got your typical like Abdel Adrian type lines where you're playing like the reanimate stuff, like the reanimate enchantment packages and stuff like that, and that'll help you like filter through like drawing out your deck. There's got to be some sort of like Blood Artisty type of effect. I'm just looking to see if that's the case, but I feel like there's got to be, so that you don't just like absolutely die. I'm just looking. Do you see anything? I guess I don't see anything. I mean, I see the Felidar Guardian. I think that that's pretty good in this list. Solitude. The Tiny Bones. Maybe it's just not in this package. Let me go down a little bit further and just see if I'm missing something.
I don't see anything like that. I don't think. I think I'm mostly just kind of seeing the Abdel Adrian with Felidar and maybe Felia, being able to kind of combo through that.
Yeah, like I said, I guess I'm not seeing anything else.
I have a cat licking my ankle. What are you doing, JJ?
I don't really know what, like, just looking on the surface. Obviously, if we dig deeper into the list, we could probably find some stuff. I guess in reality, like if you can do some Abdel loops, like we've talked about with like OBM and some of the stuff, you're going to be able to kill the table that way. Abdel himself makes 1/1s, so if you can't kill everybody right then, you can at least get around the table and then try to, like, if you can get another turn cycle, you'll make enough to where you can kill everybody. Eventually, you would have to start getting rid of, like, Ketramos or find a way to, like, remove it, or else you'll just basically die. There was a blind obedience, so I'm guessing you can extort the table out for sure there. Meathook Massacre to gain life back. Other than that, man, I'm not seeing anything else that's just like.
Well, I mean, the fact that Ketramos drains your opponents on his own.
Where?
The bottom text.
No, you draw a card and lose 1 life.
Oh, you draw a card and
You draw a card. Yep. So that was the problem there.
I don't know.
I don't really know what the finisher is here. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I really don't know what the finisher is here. I mean, you have the Brood Lord, so you can just basically go get everything. Cards from their hand. I mean, Light Squall, really good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of ways to like remove cards in a graveyard from the game. So yeah.
And they have a lot of ways of just being able to put cards into the graveyard.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just doing some sort of loop where they can like start to exile an opponent's deck, and then eventually once you exile it down, you can play their spells. You may exile a card from your graveyard. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like I said, Abdel technically can be a finisher. You can just make infinite creatures and swing out that way. But yeah, I'm just not seeing the finish here. I don't know. Maybe that's just on me. But yeah, if y'all are seeing something that we're not, obviously, like, point it out to us and let us know in the comments, because we're looking, but I'm just not seeing the finisher.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's still a cool list. I get the basic idea behind it, but yeah, I'm not really 100% sure. Yep, not sure.
There's a lot of tech in here to go against the breach decks too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Ghost Vacuum, the Lantern of Loss, Relic of Progenitus.
Yep, for sure. Yep. Yeah. That's I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't see it either.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else on the deck, but I do think it's cool. I guess I'm just missing something. Like, I don't want to obviously take forever, and then people are just sitting here waiting on what it is. But like I said, if you are seeing the win line, like, make sure to let us know. You got anything you want to add, JJ?
JJ's good. JJ's ready to move on to the next one.
Okay. So, congrats.
In 14th place, we have Melvin Bays on VV with 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw.
Hey. Which version of VV were we on? Oh, okay. So, they're running the Nivs in this list.
Yeah.
But they're not on the, the blue guy that like makes the infinite mana. You know what I'm talking about? The one.
The Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Yeah. Yep. I'm guessing there's probably some sort of Pinnacle Monk thing, like shenanigans that they're going to be able to do in this list. Obviously, you're on the tandem lookout. Just draw a ton of cards.
You can here's a question.
What's up?
Since they are kind of, it looks like, on the 2 deep build, do you think they will be on Rhystic Study or not be on Rhystic Study?
I'm going to say they're on Rhystic Study. Any list doing this well, I think, is on Rhystic Study.
I don't think they're on Rhystic Study.
You don't think so?
If they're including the Nivs and Dragonstorm, they're not. I don't think they're on Rhystic Study. I think they are committing to the 2 deep plan.
Let's go check then.
Okay.
We'll look.
Well, we'll see in a second.
Okay. Yeah. We won't jump again.
We'll look down. Yeah, because there's the Dragonstorm right there.
Okay, whenever U3 attacks, choose a number between 1 and 5, flip that many cards for each. Flip that many coins for each flip. Draw a card. You lose flip. Does 2 damage to you. If you won the flip 5 times this way. What up, dude? He wants to check out VV too. They are on the Dragonstorm, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah,
that card is super funny.
That card's hilarious in this deck. It's so good at this deck.
Yes. Basically just other ways to like take turns, make lots of mana, see more cards. Your typical like just filter through the deck and try to cast as many spells. Yep, same thing. You're just ways to make mana, ways to see more cards, a couple of interactive things to obviously make sure you don't lose the game.
Is it Storm?
Is it Storm? Now what do we think? You said
no.
The
next part's artifacts. So not there.
Lots of good artifacts.
That imposter Beck in there. I like it.
Yep,
I like
Mind Stone.
That's interesting. You don't really see Mind Stone being played a lot in our format. But I guess if they had to like use it to crack it and draw another card, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it also, yeah.
But I feel like when you want Vexing Bubble, probably over that, you're not doing a whole lot of zero drop stuff.
I personally wouldn't want a Vexing Bubble. I think that.
All right, moment of truth. You ready?
Yep. Ready?
3, 2, 1. Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the Rhystic Study.
Yeah.
So
I figured if anybody's doing that well, then yeah. And then 24 lands.
But technically speaking, 29.
Yeah, with the MDFCs
and
stuff. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that this is like, there's a lot of things in this list that we've come to know from VV, and then there's a couple of like subtle things. Not everybody's on the Dragonstorm plans. I don't know if I've seen Ustream much, but I think that it's pretty cool. So I mean, it's typical. It's very similar to what we're used to from VV, but just with a little twist of like a couple of interesting like pieces that they've added in. But yeah, I mean, and then as far as like the win cons and stuff go, I mean, you technically have the nivs and those like that plan, and then I think I saw they were on crazy
For what?
the other finisher. I guess that might just be it. I don't know. I thought for a minute I saw like the Twisted Fealty or whatever, but I guess I'm just crazy. Yeah, I'm probably just crazy. Oh well. But yeah, still a very cool list.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add on it?
No, I don't have anything because I personally I like the inclusions of the dragons here. I think that that's a cool combo. It's probably not the most consistent thing ever, but
hey, why not?
It's spicy. I like it.
Yeah, both nibs come down, and then it's like, do you have an Mindbreak Trap for Flusterstorm? Nope. Okay.
Yep. So congrats, Melvin, on your finish here. In 13th place, we have Christopher Herman on Rogside with 2 wins, 3 losses, and a draw.
Hey.
Cat got my tongue.
All good.
Now he's just chilling over there.
This is pretty sick. They got VV in the 90 or the 98, and then just typical
VV plus traditional Rogside.
Yeah, Diabolical Tent Tutor, MCL, J Will, the Wheels, Nas. Yeah, this looks like I just think that this looks like typical. Oh, they're on the Helix plan with the Valley. Rain of Filth.
They're on Strict Serenade.
Yeah. I guess I think that makes sense, honestly. I think that right now, some of the stuff that's really going to shut you down are your, like, the creature, I guess, like, stacks effects early.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of talked off and on about how things like Draenith and Opposition Agent, like, kind of have been a flexible spot in a lot of decks here recently. But if people's answers to, like, the Breach decks right now are shut them down through a Draenith, shut them down through an Oppo, and they can't tutor, like, you might as well include a spell that specifically hits creatures, and then not only just hitting the creatures, but hitting things like the Grafdigger's Cage and things like that too.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Like the main, or like, any kind of like main threat that their other counter spells can't really, get rid of. So
no, I agree. I think that just makes a ton of sense, honestly. Like, just being able to say, hey, I mean, like that those are, to me, would be some of the biggest things that are obviously, like, barring counter magic, but I think those are some of the things that are going to hurt this deck the most anyway. Like you said, like creatures, artifacts. So I think that just makes the most sense. But yeah, also I think it's kind of a nice like tech against other Rogsai's that we're seeing in the format right now, because we're even seeing some of the Rogsai's pick up like that Narset Porter of Veils.
Yeah,
and Strix hits that too. Because I mean, this deck is just wheels.deck. If you're up in a mirror match and all of a sudden somebody's dropping a Narset, you're like, crap.
Right.
But if somebody drops the Narset, you're like, no, thank you. Have a bird instead. So I think that makes sense.
I'll take a bird.
Yep. And then, same thing. I don't know if I normally see them on 2 talismans, but I think that that's totally fine, really. D-Grid.
Well, it used to be, I feel like most lists were running like all 3 at one point in time.
Yeah. And then they're on the Steel Enchantment, which I think is funny. Not notably, this list is not on the Bloodchief Ascension.
Thank God.
Yeah. But I think this is cool. I mean, this is what we've come to know for Rogsai.
Yeah.
25 lands. Yep. I think this looks good.
Congrats, Chris. This will be the hardest name for me to pronounce. But in 12th place, we have user 32090 on Blue Farm with 2 wins, 3 losses, and a draw.
Now, before we get into this, do you think it's Turbo Farm or do you think it's Mid-Range Farm?
Oh, man.
Can't be cheating.
I'm not trying to cheat. I'm not looking at it. What you talking about?
I see you going.
I didn't really pay attention to it. I think that this is Mid-Range Farm.
Mid-Range Farm.
I think it's going to be Mid-Range Farm.
What do we think here? Oh, it's on the Jessica's Will.
I mean, the determining factor, I feel like, is like if it's on Rain of Filth.
Yeah.
And Necropotence.
It is on Rain of Filth.
Damn it.
It is on Nas. It is on there.
Yeah.
Turbo Farm. Alrighty. nothing else to see.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Do you see any like crazy inclusions you want to point out?
I don't feel like I do. You know, this is, I guess, kind of the faster version of the blue form list, but like it kind of goes back to what we've talked about these past couple weeks, where we have seen this list, but we've seen like the more like mid-rangey, not trying to go as fast, just resolving the your value engines and things like that, kind of more consistently performing closer to the top.
Yeah.
These are still doing well. But it's like the point that I made, you know, a couple weeks ago. I feel like this is deck that it's just going to adapt however that meta shifts.
Yeah.
You know, so and seeing as though we are seeing more and more people pick up on the tech, like the Rain of Filth, Necropotence was already kind of coming in and out of the list a lot. They actually have the inclusion of Flare of Duplication in this. I don't think they're on Flare of Denial. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either, which I think makes sense. It's like, why would you want to counter the thing when you could just say, let's both have it?
Well, they're very limited on their blue creatures anyway. And so it kind of makes sense not to have it in here for that reason. They're actually kind of high up on their red creatures that they have access to.
Yeah.
So Flare Duplication just seems fitting.
Yeah.
Especially like really early game, you drop a turn 1 Ragavan and you get to a point in the game where you can no longer swing and get value, so you can just sack the Raggy and like be able to duplicate a tutor or a counter spell or anything like that. So it has a lot of flexibility. You mentioned the Jessica's Will in here. That's a card that's kind of come in and out, but it's been consistent with the faster versions of the list. Oh, were they on? No, I didn't see. I was curious as to whether or not they were on Grinding Station as well, because that's another piece we've kind of seen kind of float in and out of the faster builds for this, but they are not, and they're actually on a pretty low artifact count.
Yeah, I did notice that. I mean, I think it just makes sense. You start to see the decks that are trying to go slower typically are on like the Mayhem Devil. They might be on like the Imposter Mech. They're on your Delny plans, things like that. They may even cut like the Dragon Rage Channeler and opt for a couple of other like slightly, I guess, like slower cards. But for the most part, we're seeing it go in like one of those two directions. Like you're either trying to play the creature plan, and it's almost like what I heard Zach Adler mention this, because like I was watching his video, and some other people were talking about it, but you almost have like a Mardu like creature heavy farm, which is like the Downey, the Mayhem Devil type plan, stuff like that, and then you have the more Grixis farm plan, which is more like the Rain of Filth, the Necro turbo stuff. And I think that you're just kind of seeing people play both. I think that some people are adapting those lists that are kind of like a hybrid of the two, where you're also seeing inclusions of like Opposition Agent and Delny, or not Delny, Draenith and some of these other things. But yeah, I think that we're seeing people kind of go one of two ways. They're either more mid-rangey, I'm going to do creature heavy, like more Mardu plan, or I'm going to play more Grixis Turbo-y, and I have those silence effects in white and stuff like that. Right. So, but yeah, I think this list is totally fine. Looks good.
Seems good.
Anything else you want to add on?
Nope. Congrats. I just wish we know your name. All right. So this is where things get a little interesting. So in 11th place, we have Chris Glade on K9 Mark 1 and the War Doctor with 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw.
The description on this is funny as hell. A bracket 4 deck played by a bracket 1 duelist Lemor's card. I feel like this is a reference to like I mean, obviously I guess Lemore said, but like in Yu-Gi-Oh, that was what one of the things that Kaiba used to say to people. Like he would just basically like trash their decks. And
well, I mean, obviously they did okay with it. They top 16 with it. So what do we got going on here? It looks to me like we have some kind of Jeskai shell. So are we just playing like a Jeskai, like no bad cards?
I'm just gonna look at it. So when it's untapped, all the legendary creatures you control have a ward 1, and tap 1 and a blue. Target legendary creature can't be blocked this turn, and then has Doctor's Companion. When one or more other permanents, whenever one or more other permanents phase out and put into exile from anywhere, put a time counter on the War Doctor. When the War Doctor attacks, if it deals damage equal to the number of time counters on it to any target. If a creature dealt damage this way, would die this turn. Exile instead. What the hell is this deck doing? I just read that and I'm more confused now.
So it looks like it's pairing the War Doctor and K9 to like it could take advantage of the War Doctor's abilities, where it's able to kind of slip in through combat and be able and start like exiling like things and putting time counters on there.
That makes sense. Oh, and then it deals damage equal to the number of time counts on it to any target.
Yeah.
Would die instead. Okay. So yeah, that makes more sense. It can't be blocked, and then whenever it's dealing the damage, if you've got a lot of time counter type things or exile type of effects,
Yeah.
then you're going to be dealing bigger damage. It's a way to like remove creatures, and also like you probably could. It deals damage equal to the number of time counters. Oh, that's really cool, dude. I actually really like this. This is kind of neat.
What I am going to assume is that this is a Jeskai build that is actually not really like centered around the commanders and more focused on what's in the 98, but then utilizing the commander pairing to eliminate threats that are on board.
Yeah.
Is what I'm kind of thinking, but let's keep going and let's see what we got here.
Yeah. I do think it's Days Undoing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Transmute. I just need to look at the rest of this package. Very interactive. Very, very, very interactive. Gifts, intuition.
Days Undoing is actually really interesting because if you're exiling your opponent's stuff and then like reshuffling their libraries and things like that, like those cards are just gonna stay in exile. So
yeah. Yeah, lots of wheels. It looks like the Wheel of Fortune, Windfall, Days Undoing. I wonder if they included this simply because they like didn't have a time twister.
Maybe I could see that.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't blame them. This card's worth how much? $4 versus like $6 grand.
Yeah,
$5 grand. Yeah. Other than that, dude, very interactive. Swords. Jeez Louise, man. Need to go down further. They're on Grinding Station. They are on lots of stuff. Dress Down, Remoristic, Arts Talent, and Breach. So I guess they're doing breach plans in the deck too.
That's why I said I felt like it's kind of more of like a Jeskai good stuff pile, and then utilizing the commanders to eliminate threats. Now this Shaman's Trance is actually really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but for 3, 2 colorless and a red instant until the end of turn, other players can't play cards from their graveyards, and you may play cards from other players' graveyards as though they were in your graveyard.
This is pretty good.
So if you breach, you can actually like start casting spells from
other people's
graveyards.
Dude, this is just a instant speed meme bet basically.
Yeah. Either that, or if they have it in hand, like, and someone like resolves a breach, it's almost like silencing them for that turn.
Yeah,
in a way.
No, like you can use it as something that's interactive, or if you, if for some reason your win cons are gone and you have access to this through a breach line, you just win the game with their stuff.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid. That is really cool.
Yeah, that's a card that's not we've not really seen before, but that's interesting tech. I like it. They're on the dramatic reversal too.
Yeah, I think that card's just making the most sense. It's essentially 2 mana, take an extra turn. It's not literally that, but it essentially is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You got anything else you want to say?
No.
Like, I'm not. Other than that, I mean, it's just like your lands package and stuff like that. But yeah, that is sick. This is cool. I'm just glad to see. I'm really excited to be seeing more like unique decks popping up into top 16s. Like we're seeing a lot of interesting stuff popping up. Artist Talent, it's seeing a bunch of stuff.
Definitely seeing some interesting things pop up. But nonetheless, congratulations, Chris, on making top 16 with the War Doctor. That's pretty cool. In 10th place, we have Derek Dearborn on another Rogsai list with 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. So let's see if there's anything different about their version of Rogsai.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think it's very similar? Okay, so immediately, no VV. I think the other list was not running the Demonic Council. This one is. This one is on the Last Chance.
I don't think the last one was on Prayers Grasp either.
I don't think so. Yeah.
What about Besiege?
It was on Besiege.
Okay.
Yeah. They're on Yogg's Will. I really like Yogg's Will. I think that's a good card. Nas. Yeah, this is just again same thing. It just looks like your typical Notably, it's not on Reign of Filth, which I find interesting.
I think it gets interesting in the artifacts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're on 22 artifacts.
Well, they're on. It looks like they're on the key plan.
Yeah.
And then they're also on Grinding Station, which I think is really good. Grinding Station is such a versatile card anyway to begin with, but yeah, this looks really good.
They're on the Necro Dominance too.
Yeah, they're going just like super turbo rog. I'm guessing like,
crazy.
just try to go fast as hell. Dress Down's so interesting. I don't know why they're on that, but I do like that. I think that's kind of cool because you don't really care about a lot of your creatures' abilities and stuff. 2 mana just shut down all the creature stuff, and then also you get to draw a card. That's not bad. I actually like that. That's actually really cool because like then if they have a way to like top deck tutor, I mean technically they could just flash us in, get the card that they need, stuff like that, and also shut off like if your opponent's going for a silence effect. Maybe you don't have something to counter the Grand Abolisher or the Voice, but you're like, hey, it does nothing right now.
Yeah. Or here's something that I think would be interesting. Say if they have the setup in someone else's turn to win, and they have Dress Down in hand, and someone goes to present like a Thassa's win, and they Dress Down in response to the Thassa's cast, and then Thassa's won't have the activate ability. They'll go to the end step. This will be sacrificed, and then they can go off in the end step.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, this is sick.
Been nice.
Heck yeah. You got anything that you're noticing? Like
not anything like super different than that. You know, that we're still seeing the same kind of interaction package. We don't see the strict serenade like we saw in the last one.
Yeah.
A lot higher on our sorcery and our artifact count.
Yeah.
Right now, but
yeah, I think this one's not on the Retraction Helix plan or like the Banishing Act. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, this list makes sense. I mean, they did well, so I can't hate on it.
Seems good. All right, congratulations. In 9th place, we have Harrison Fields on Dargo Timna with 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws.
Yep. I am curious to see if this is going to be on like some of the includes that Kellen is not on. Okay, yeah, so we keep seeing Stitcher Supplier pop up in these lists. That's something that I've noticed. They've got Loris, which I think Loris is fine. This is, so just immediately off the bat, what I'm looking at, this looks like a typical, like, Dargo Timna shell, like they're on the Balloon Man combo. They got the Yawgmoth, they've got Magda, the little tutorable effects. Felia seems good. I'm guessing because we're seeing Felia, they're probably not on touch, but I don't know. The Welder, like the Goblin package, Darcy. I'm wondering if they're gonna, with the Stitcher Supplier, that's such an interesting include. We're seeing a couple more lists pick this up.
I actually like it.
I mean, I think
I would include it if I was running this deck. Just because, like, you are essentially, like, as soon as it touches down, you can mill 6 cards.
Yeah.
You know, if you're trying to cast Dargo right then and there, and, like, yeah, that might not, I mean, this is a deck that if it has the window to do it, it will go fast. You know, like I know Kellen, I don't think at times he plays it as more of like a turbo build. He kind of like even playing against him. The one time that I have, he kind of sat back and was like accruing the value and the resources and things like that.
Yeah.
But like this, I feel like if they're trying to go a little bit faster, they're probably including this card.
Yeah. They're on the extra turn spells like the Warriors though. This all looks like typical stuff. Adnaz, Burnt Offering. Wait, are they not on? Oh, yeah, they're not on Peer. That was something that I just thought was interesting. They're not on Peer into the Abyss. They are still on the Burnt Offering. I'm guessing they're on Sacrifice.
Well, they're probably not doing Peer if they're on the Adnaz. I feel like that's kind of one of those things where it's one or the other.
Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, I guess that this makes sense. I'm guessing they're probably not on Bolus then, too, if they're on the Nas.
I guess we shall see.
They're on Bolus?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bet with you on that one. I already knew that one.
I think Adnaz is such an interesting decision here. Like, I understand it's instant speed, so I get it. And then you have, like, your extra turn spells, like the Final Fortune, the Warrior's Oath, which, I mean, that's sorcery speed. But, man, typically with, like, the CMC on this list just being so high, I would rather just Peer. And then you're guaranteed to see half the deck versus Adnaz, and you can potentially flip really poorly and just like cut through your life total.
Yeah,
because
but
I've been on Nas in the list. I've tried Nas, and I never could get it to work.
yeah.
I would always end up flipping like especially if you're on other big spells. Like at that point, I think I may have been on like Rakdos the Muscle. You could flip 4 cards and lose like 30 life. It's terrible, but yeah, you go like you're flipping, you're like Bolus, Pier, Rakdos the Muscle, and you're like, Deadpool. Oh, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but I feel like in this list, you're like, if you are trying to go faster, you're not caring about your life total. Like,
yeah.
even
I
though you're
guess that
playing
makes
some of these
sense.
things. So,
And then Static Prison's good. Yeah, I guess that was right. The no touch makes sense. Felia in that place.
actually, I feel like I'm kind of even looking at the creatures too.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like if you are on the Jolly Balloon Man lines, it feels better to be on Adnos because then you can go into your turn and then not have to worry about having to like figure out your mana. Like if you're doing Pier during your main phase and then you hit this line, you're like, I mean, obviously at that point you have half your deck in your hand, so it doesn't really matter. But like sometimes after spending that mana, like people are gonna look at you and go, yeah, we're gonna stop you here. Whereas with Adnos, if you fire it off, it happens. Even if you whiff on some of it, like you're still going to be able to go into your turn and be able to do something with it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know. Plus, you can't deflecting swat Adnos.
yeah.
So.
No, I think you're right.
So.
No, other than that, I mean, everything else looks good.
Bardoo's still popping up throughout the summer.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's nothing else that I can point out on this list. I think it's
Seems
good.
good.
Sick list.
All right. In 8th place, we have Drew Lipsum on the Wandering Minstrel with 2 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. Now, what I was going to say is, do you think this is a Luris one where they forgot to include Luris as the companion?
Well, I haven't scrolled down to like see any
Far
of the
enough
cards,
to
but
tell.
I am gonna say probably not.
Probably not. I think you cheated.
Well,
But
I really didn't see any cards, but like typically the companion will be right here.
it will be listed up there. But we've had it in the past where someone called us out on
Okay,
it
let's
being
go to
like
the
a
sideboard.
Luris companion deck, but they did not have Luris up here. It was in the sideboard.
Yeah.
So
it's all good. It's all good.
I think just sometimes people don't know that.
They got Lumra in the 99.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
This is just such a funny list.
They got the Blossoming Tortoise, Nissa in there. We've seen this Croson Wayfarer pop up more and more in this list.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So there's the crab.
I really like the crab. I think that this is it's really good in stuff like Master of Keys and things like that, where you basically it just a land hits and then you just mill cards and then you just keep going. Like anytime, essentially, because if you're using your graveyard as a resource, anytime you can basically have an effect that says mill 3 cards. Like I think that's why Brain Freeze is so good, because with Breach on the field, that card essentially just says for 2 mana, draw 3 cards, repeat this process for the number of spells that have been cast this turn. If any card said that, that would be so busted.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what that card says. But so I mean, this just essentially says when a land comes into play, draw 3 cards. You just have to have access to the graveyard. But I like this. This is very funny to include. And with Lumra, this would go insane because the lands will come in, and then this is just going to be like putting a ton of landfall triggers, mill through a ton of your deck. If you have a way to start sacking the lands, because I haven't looked at the artifacts, but if
you have at least they are on Sylvan Safekeeper at least, so they do have a way of sacking.
And then
lands.
Also the Zern Orb. So you're correct. And then just being able to like sack those lands, Lumra goes away, and then if you can like re-loop some sort of Lumra like effect, or if I don't know if they're on Vesuva or not, but if I guess it would make sense first to also be like, are you even on a Shy or anything? No. Are they on Vesuva? No, it doesn't.
No.
But yeah.
I don't feel like they're on like too many specialty lands.
Yeah.
They're on the Mirror Pool, they're on the Echoing Deeps, Crumbling, things like that.
Loving this.
Loving it. Yeah.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. No, this is dope. This is dope. I really like this. I think stuff like this is so cool. And then you got Fairy Mastermind as your finishers and stuff like that. This is sick. I like this. I love that we're seeing Minstrel and we're seeing like other cool decks and stuff pop up like this. Oh, but yeah. You got anything that you're noticing on the list or anything like that?
Nothing that in particular stands out to me. I like the inclusion of Summer Bloom though. I do like that. But that's just me. I love that card. Trying to see if there's anything else.
Heck yeah.
Yep. That's about it. I can't think of anything.
Can't think of anything?
No.
I think it's cool.
Yep.
Sick list.
Sick list. So we're skipping 7 because it's not on here. But in 6th place, we have Ethan Adler on Stella Lee wildcard with 3 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. What we got? Is Stella doing Stella stuff?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's probably just your, yeah. This is probably just, oh, yeah. Yeah, I say probably. This is Stella Lee. The ability to, like, I mean, you got the Twisted Fealty to, like, win through, like, the one ring.
By putting the wicked rolls.
Yeah. You have just lots of, like, tutors in these colors, like the Solve, the Equation, Merchant Scroll, Personal Tutor. And then your typical, like, the Cerulean Wisp and the, Twitch. I'm trying to look for some of the other ones. Refocus. So just your typical, like, untappers. You've got the Teardrop Kami that basically can, like, if you start to get stopped on a Stella attempt, then you just do that again.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then eventually you'll hit some of these, like, additional untap type of effects. If you can hit the Twisted Fealty, then you put a Wicked Roll on, but because you can only have one Wicked Roll on, this will untap the Stella, and then with the spell still on stack, you'll tap her back down. It puts another Twisted Fealty on the stack. You let that resolve, untap Stella, puts another Wicked Roll on, but you can only have one, so the Wicked Roll falls off. Every opponent loses a life. You do it again. The other cards just basically, like, draw you through the deck. You have things like Expedite. Draws a card, same thing. You can just start to, like, find ways to filter through the deck. Crimson Wisp.
Right.
Yeah, this is just... Stella Lee's just so funny, dude. Oh, yeah, you've got Gut Shot. I'm looking to see if there was any other, like, just interesting finishers and stuff, but no. Lightning Bolt. Yeah, this is just funny. Stella Lee's just such an interesting deck to begin with. Like, I feel like we're seeing so many potential, like, is it decks that continue to pop up.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to me because I think each one of them is just subtly different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you have Ral that's just, like, go fast and, like, filter through the deck, win the game. Ultimate Ral, like, twice and win the game. You have something like Vivi that is, like, manual storm, manually draw a bunch of cards, try to do that. And then you have Stella that is just, like, pick a window, combo off, like, cast 3, copy, draw through the whole deck, win the game that way. And it's, you can go fast, but you have to be, like, patient at times too. There's just so many different options right now in the Is It plan that I just think it's so fascinating. I really am liking where cEDH is at, right? Like, there's just so many unique decks popping up, so I just think it's sick.
I do agree. I just don't have a whole lot to say on it. Probably for those reasons, though. Like, we are seeing a lot of, like, very similar pieces even between those 3 lists, like, consistently popping up, but then still, like, more
Subtle
tailored towards what the commander's actually trying to do. So,
and again, if y'all see stuff that we're not seeing, point it out to us in the comments. But other than that, I don't have anything else.
They'll let us know. They let us know every time.
You got anything else on the deck?
No, I'm good on that one.
Heck yeah. Congrats.
In 5th place, we have another one of Blake's favorite decks. So we have Jess Cantrell on Carrick, Son of Yawgmoth, with 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw.
I can't even read what this card does next.
Sometimes read the card does not explain the card.
I just see scribble, black mana, scribble, 2/2.
But so I feel like that this is, like, kind of the more traditional version of the list that we've seen. And I think we've covered this exact list before on the channel. We were kind of talking about that before we started recording, right? Like, this is the same Carrick list that placed at the event that took place.
The Steel City Spectacular.
Steel City. Okay.
They this person just got 10th place, I believe, at Steel City.
And I thought there may have been another tournament that
there might have been also, but we just didn't.
They placed well on.
There probably is, but yeah, I mean, it's Crick.
It's Crick. So like the standard, like, Flesh Writher, the Necrotic stuff, Violent Tumor, the Villa, Sheoldred.
Yeah, Flesh Writher to go and, like, get your 3 mana win con straight out of the deck.
Yep.
Trying to look at what else we even got. Yeah, we said Violent Tumor, Villas, Razaketh, really good cards.
Did you say 3 mana?
Or 4 mana. Sorry. I did say 3 mana. I was looking at the transfigure cost, but yeah, 4 mana. Sorry. But yeah, Sheldred as a win. You got the Peer into the Abyss.
Yep.
Same thing, that plus a Sheldred basically just gets you everything you need out of the deck. Like Kirk, I was talking to Bissy, so like which he pops up a lot whenever people are talking about like Kefka, and me and him had like a really long chat one Saturday where we were just like were prepping for a video that we were gonna do.
Yeah.
And then also like we just started talking a lot, and he was mentioning how like right now, even in like with the current like mid-range meta, you're seeing even turn 2 can sometimes be too slow before people are getting established in like the current mid-range meta, and your only decks that are able to like truly push super early are like Rao and then like Crick consistently on like early like turn 1 even potential. And I feel like that's what Crick does. Like it feels really bad to very early in the game say I'm going to counter the Crick, and a lot of times you can even be talked out of removing the Crick, killing the Crick, whatever it may be. But this deck just can go so fast and pop off literally out of nowhere that it's a real feels bad moment. Like you either kill it and that person is almost like completely shut out unless like the game goes a little longer. So like they're pretty much shut off. And then you open up a win attempt for like the next turbo player to do something. Or you don't do it and you just hope and pray that they didn't draw the nuts. And then you take a chance of them just being like, well, I've got it. And they just send it. And so it's kind of tough, man. I think that Crick obviously has that. If you know what you're doing with the deck, you can just really take people by surprise, push early, get wins, especially with the current like environment the way it is, where people are mulliganing more for like Fish, Ristic, clones of Ristic, things like that, rather than saying, hey, I'm keeping interaction, I'm keeping removal, I'm keeping whatever. But I feel like against this deck, you have to respect it or it just obliterates you. But yeah, other than that, do you see anything else that's like standing out in the list?
No, and I mean we've seen this list popping up. I guess we haven't seen the Tezzeret popping up. That's kind of I feel like a newer inclusion. I mean, obviously it's a newer card, but like seeing Tezzeret in the 99 of Kirk is interesting to say the least, especially since it's like it is 3 colorless. Yes, we kind of talked about it in our video for the set review. Like we weren't entirely sure, like even though it's 3 colorless, if it fits in every deck, it I don't know if it feels odd or not being in this one specifically, because you are typically having to really utilize your mana rocks and your lands to pay into the colorless as opposed to the colored mana in Kirik. So I don't know if that's just a way of ensuring like, oh, I'm going to make sure that I can go and tutor for, you know, this Soul Ring or Mana Vault, or I can like untap things when I need it. I don't know. It's not saying that it isn't a flexible piece. It just seems like if the deck is trying to go faster, this is a very interesting include.
Well, I think that I honestly could see this being really good in the list. Like if you're able to, I don't know, like let's say you drop this bad boy down, like you Mana Vault, drop this down, untap the Mana Vault, you tap it again. If you've got like a land already down for your turn because you've cast the Mana Vault
and just cast Kirik.
But yeah, being able to like jam Kirik early, or like if you have other rocks in your hand, you jam Kirik early. Next turn you go into it, you have some cards in hand. You are guaranteed to have 6 colorless mana essentially, because you have the Vault, and then this can also untap it. So then now you've got access to 6 colorless. It really does just come down to like your life total at that point, being able to jam. I know some people, like Carson, for instance, he plays the keys. This list is not on the keys. It is on the One Ring, but he's on the keys. So being able to just like go and get some of the keys straight out of the deck to do more shenanigans with your don't know why I can't talk, with your One Ring, and just be able to untap stuff. I think that makes a ton of sense. Or also, like you said, being able to do more stuff with the Mana Vaults and the Grim Monoliths, things like that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it looks like Kirk's fast, man. You just got to respect it. And if you don't, it's gonna take you by surprise.
Yeah, go fast.
Yep.
All right.
Which is crazy, because we were just talking about this being turbo, and it says mid-range strategy Kirk for consistent game plans. So maybe we're just insane, but I don't know. This deck can go extremely fast if not respected, but
maybe that's part of the strategy. Oh, this is a mid-range.
Yeah, I'm on mid-range.
Don't counter it.
Yeah, mid-range for Crick's like turn 2. No. I'm on mid-range Crick turn 2. Okay, I'm going for it, guys.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, congrats on 5th place. So in 4th place, we have Tyler Garfinkel on Blue Farm with 3 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws.
Hey, let's look at the farm. This one looks
Almost identical.
Yeah, I mean it's on the Polywall project. When did this card all of a sudden start being good?
Whenever people were trying to figure out board draw engines. Like, that's it.
I feel like this card is.
It's not a bad card.
I think so.
Really?
I think it's terrible. I've tried it. I think it's awful. But
What did you try?
I guess you run lots of creatures, so maybe you can trigger the evolves and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
I mean, you can cast this and then
triggers off of Timna,
Yeah.
triggers off of, and then a Crom after that.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
You know some things.
Yeah, Rev. I actually like Rev. I think Rev's pretty cool. It is kind of indicative of a little bit slower playing. They're on the Oppo, which also tells me they're probably moving just a smidge lower. Archivists.
I'll be surprised if we see a Rain of Filth in this list.
Yeah. Well, also, I'd be surprised if we see like a Jessica's Will or stuff like that in this list. But what do you think? Well, honest question too, before we go like too far down. Do you think we see the Rain of Filth? Do you think we see Jessica's Will?
I already know we don't see Jessica's Will.
Oh shoot.
I went too far ahead.
Okay.
I went ahead of you.
Do you think we see Rain of Filth?
I don't think so.
No Rain of Filth. What's another card that would be indicative of like turbo?
Usually Necropotence.
You think we see Necro on the list?
I don't think so.
I think we do see Nas, but probably not Necro.
I mean, we'll see Nas, I think, but yeah, no Necro.
Ready?
I'm gonna say no Necro on this one.
Let's look. You were right. No J Will. Oh, a board wipe. So they are on more.
They're on
mid-range.
Deluge.
No Rain of Filth. Oh, they're on like gifts plans and like the intuition and taking their time a little bit more. Ooh, Dispel. Yeah, this is definitely mid range.
Yeah.
And Control-y a little bit. And then did we say we haven't
No
seen
Necro.
That? Yeah.
I haven't seen it. No, they're on Necro.
Wait a minute. Are they on Nas? Oh, they're on no Nas. They are on Necro.
What?
Wow.
we're just all over
ass
the fucking
backwards.
place.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
27 lands.
That's wild.
They're on Starting Town. What the fuck? This land sucks. Cut this land. No.
I like it. It's okay.
Every time it comes to tap for it, whatever. It's okay. I'll have the bad opinions. You can have the good opinions.
Today I don't really have any opinions. But
That's fair.
But yeah, no. Okay, so they're on Necro, not on Rain of Filth. But they're playing more control-y pieces and pieces that are a little bit slower.
I guess it makes sense with the inclusion of like things like gifts and other like big mana spells because you're playing a little bit slower, like Rev. You probably no One Ring. I feel like you probably don't want the add-ons thing because you're gonna like really take a lot of damage off those bigger hits. I guess Necro makes more sense. Just guaranteed every card costs 1.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean I guess that makes sense. And I mean they can make the mana. So but yeah. Are you noticing anything else though? Anything else?
I did not. Did not notice a single thing different other than that. No, I'm not. They're on pretty consistent land count. On the
Surveil, man.
Everything seems pretty good.
Oh, they're on 2 surveils. Meticulous Archive and Raucous.
Really?
Yep, 2 surveils. Interesting.
That makes me curious. I'm gonna look down here.
Wow.
So why are they on Meticulous and Raucous with the Dimir colors being their highest thing?
Well, if you look at the talisman that they make, even like it's the Orzhov or the Azorius talisman.
Azorius one.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, I mean, I guess like their early starters, like the Lotho, Archivist, Esper. Maybe that's why. Like all of the things that are like double pipped are also like white. Besides like Thassa.
I mean, that part makes sense, but not so much the Raucous. I feel like I'd rather want to see the Undercity Sewer in there than the blue-black one.
Maybe, hear me out, maybe. I don't know.
I'm listening.
I don't know.
I'm
changed my
waiting.
mind. I got nothing.
Someone out there will tell us why. But nonetheless, congratulations on 4th place finish.
Hey.
In 3rd place, we have Joe Scala On Kenan Bonder Prodigy. What?
Nothing.
What are you laughing at me for?
Nothing.
With 3 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws.
I'm just having a great day.
Dude, that didn't sound like it.
I'm having a
You sound
fantastic
miserable
day.
just then.
I hate my no. I'm just, no, I think this looks way more like the good cards Kenan. I would say. Bloom Tender, Clever, Con Sphinx, like just good flips. Hydroelectric, Spellskite to protect your stuff. The Nezahal.
Which, I mean, Spellskite and Wandering Archaic, I feel like have both been cards that we've seen kind of come in and out.
Yeah, I'm curious as far as like, okay, so Fabricate. This one's not on the Devoted Druid plan. I've noted, like, so I remember when we covered Ian's list, he is on the Devoted Druid plan, but then when we covered Raven's list, Raven was not on the Devoted Druid plan.
Yeah.
But I think Raven was on the Freed from the Real, correct? Which they're probably also on Freed from the Real, I would assume. I don't know for sure, but I would think that they might be on like something like Freed from the Real in this list. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not totally stupid. I like the mech. I think that's
I like the inclusion of Agathas.
Dude, I almost got cooked by a Kenan player in the league, like Criticals League.
Yeah.
That was on Agathas. They were running some crazy stuff, but they ran.
Or they doing Mind Over Matter and the Watering.
Well, I don't know if they had that, but they were on Pilipala.
Okay.
And they had the other like dorks and stuff like that made like more than just so like stuff like a Bloom Tender, and they had stuff like Sanctum Weaver and stuff like that.
So they were untapping those.
They were going to try and do that, yeah. So like whenever they went to go Agathas and they exiled the Pilipala to put a +1/+1 counter on it, everybody at the table was like, that Pilipala's been sitting in that graveyard the whole time, and our dumbasses didn't even see it. And so I was actually against Bissy in that game, and we were like trying to be like, okay, how can we get rid of this? And we were able to address it. Comes back around. I think we killed the Sanctum Weaver that was gonna end up getting it. So the next turn eats the Sanctum Weaver and was gonna put that on Kenan. So Kenan was just gonna be able to tap for all the mana and do shenanigans. So then we ended up having to like kill the Kenan, and then it gets to my turn and I swing with Zer and I have to go put like a touch the Spirit Realm down to exile the Agathas.
Yeah.
But I was like, this card is like sneakily just kicking on ass.
It's so good. Yeah, that card is amazing. I love it.
Very good. Wire of Invention, Destruction. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I like the rest of what's in here.
Yep.
Anything that you're standing out to you?
No, not in particular. I feel like having Agathas is really interesting, especially not like some lists like even I choose to use Walking Ballista, and being able to use Agathas with that is always pretty good. It feels good in Kenan because you make so much mana.
Mm-hmm.
The War of Invention, I feel like that's kind of a artifact too that kind of comes in and out of the deck at times.
Yeah.
But I guess being able to do like an instant speed tutor as opposed to a sorcery speed thing feels a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a little bit more of a control plan, not just through their interaction, but like as far as their counter spells are concerned. But like they're on the Cycryph, they're on a Force of Vigor, so on. So they're definitely trying to plan around, I think, pieces like Underworld Breach or things like that. So.
Well, I think that's what you're seeing anyway, is like the stuff that's finishers in a lot of decks right now are like, obviously if somebody does like Thassa Console, like it is what it is, like tough. But I think a lot of like your alternative condition, like win cons and stuff like that now are things like lots of artifacts and enchantments that are just going to get you a ton of value or going to just completely shut off Kenan. Like, you come across a Tivit and you're like, I need that Curse Totem gone. Or you come across, like, you need a Graph Digger's Cage gone. Or you come across, like, a different deck and it's, like Blue Farm. And you're like, oh, well, they have resolved a Necropotence and they're about to rip a ton of cards. And like, they've got Breach on board. You know that they're trying to move to Instep. You're like, nope, pop the Breach. Or, like, you're just stuff like that. I think that being able to hit those, obviously we're seeing more Tim Dargo. And that's running stuff like the Bolus, and it's running, like, again, Necro to, like, filter through the deck. So I definitely think that it makes sense. And also in a mirror match, it really can help shut down, like, your opponent's Basalts and other effects like that, too. So.
I just noticed this, they are not on the Drift of Phantasms.
Drift of Phantasms. Yeah.
Which I feel like that would be a card you would really want, because, like, your main targets for it are probably going to be, like, Basalt, Freed from the Real, and Ristic. Or the copy effects. So
well, even the Mirage Mirror too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally think that Drifts is really good. I think CDH TV actually covered that card. Like they did some data on that card, and they found that if a Kennen list wasn't running Drifts, it has a lower win rate.
Yeah.
So I think that that card makes sense to include.
Yeah.
But other than that, I still think that this list looks really good.
Yep. Seems good. All right. Congrats on third place. In second place, we have William McCall on Blue Farm with 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. You think there's going to be a thing different?
I haven't looked yet. I did see the Commanders, so I know they're on Tim McCrom.
Yeah. No shit.
But I don't know. What do you think? Mid range or do you think turbo?
I think shit. We might see a Downey and a VV in here.
You think
I don't
so?
know. We've been wrong all day. Let's continue.
Well, I'm thinking mid range farm.
Mid range farm.
Mid range farm.
Okay.
I don't know about Delney and stuff, but I think that we may see it.
Okay. Let's get into this list. Let's see what they got going on.
Mid range farm.
Mid range farm.
Yep. Delney, Mayhem
Oh,
Devil.
they are on the Mayhem Devil.
Yeah. Well, I think that after Zach covered his own list talking about this, I just think it makes the most sense to be on cards like this. Like you can
everyone play farm right now has like these past few weeks has just been like, what did we think of that?
Well, what's crazy is like I remember going back forever ago and looking at like Grant Eklund's deck whenever he won the was it Cradle to the Guild? I think he won Cradle to the Guild. But he won a big event. It was like 100 plus players, got first overall. I think his record was like 503 or 603 on the day for like on farm. And he wasn't on Mayhem Devil, wasn't on Delney. He was on like a more turbo-esque version. And then whenever you would go to his actual deck list, like if you looked at the original one and then you went to his actual deck list, you saw the inclusions of like Delney, Mayhem Devil, and he has like a very good description of like why he is on these cards now. And then I was curious to see, because I saw that, and it kind of, whenever I was putting together Blue Farm, I was like, that doesn't seem like typical stuff from Blue Farm. Like, that looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you see all these people that are like doing really well with Farm, picking up Mayhem Devil, picking up Delney, picking up these other inclusions. And I'm like, these people are just so smart. I don't understand how they get so ahead of the game that they're like, yeah, this is the direction the deck should go. And then it just ends up like over in that way. But yeah, so I thought it was crazy. But yeah, Mayhem Devil apparently for Zach was like like all-star card the whole event. He was like, you would see people establishing boards, pushing for wins, whatever it may be, and then all of a sudden the Mayhem Devil hits the board and like the whole table stops.
Yep.
And then same thing, like Delney being able to pull you even further ahead. I just think that, I don't know, it's good. Like you have access to the creature plan if you can go even harder into it. Like, why not? And a lot of people were choosing like, Deluge or like Fire Covenant as their board wipes of choice. Some people have just switched and been like, okay, Mayhem Devil's my board wipe of choice now. It's the same mana as Fire Covenant. Right. And they're like, we'll just cut the Covenant and we'll run a Fire Covenant that essentially can single target, pick what I want. Yep. It doesn't hurt my life total.
It doesn't die to Bowmaster right away.
Doesn't die to OBM. It kills an OBM.
Yep.
And then on top of that, it like preserves your creature plan and it draws cards with Tymna. Like, that's pretty busted. This is essentially like ANX. That's one thing that I've noticed about a lot of cards in Blue Farm is that on their own, they are not necessarily like modal spells.
Yeah.
But in Farm, they become modal spells. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, Delney on his own is like really good. But then in this deck, it makes it like just absolutely cracked. Yeah. Like you draw so many more cards, and it helps increase the synergy of like all these other cards. Like I said, Mayhem Devil all of a sudden goes from just being removal to now it can preserve your creature plan by dealing with other like creature hate. Yeah. It can start addressing other people's like life totals. If somebody starts to nose too low, then you're like pinging out their life total. It can clear up the board for you to get through for extra damage, and it draws you cards. Things like Facebreaker, things like Ragavan, OBM, Taru, like all these cards. And yeah, it's just nutty. But yeah, I'll quit ranting. We'll go further into this. Sorry.
Let's see what else we got in here.
One wheel seems right. I think most farm lists are on like the one wheel plan. No J wheel.
Ooh, no. Keep going.
Okay.
You see it?
What, the rain?
Yeah, they're on the rain.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's still a great card. I mean, being able to like push
Just as far as us trying to guess whether or not this is going to be a mid-range or a
Well,
turbo
think
version
about
of
it. This is actually hilarious because, like, let's say you are on a turn where you're like, I'm about to push, like I'm going for the win, and you've got the breach in hand. You've got, you've got your. You don't have a lot of treasures though, but you're like, I've got the win. I'm staring at a Dranith, and you're like, I'm a Rain of Filth. I'm gonna tap these lands down. I'm gonna crack them for 3 black, and I'm gonna fucking mayhem devil that Dranith to death. And now I'm going for the
Yep.
win.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think that's bad at all.
No, it's pretty good. Oh man.
Yeah, we aren't seeing. Yeah, we're not seeing a deluge, right? And we're not seeing. Are we seeing Fire Covenant?
Nope.
Nope.
Neither
Okay,
one
yeah.
of them.
So I didn't think so.
Artifacts, no One Ring. We're seeing the Talisman of Progress again here. There's got to be something to it as far as
What, the progress?
all these decks running the talismans that are the opposite of what their like the mana cost count is showing, and maybe
Well,
it is basically just what you said as far as like the double white pips or double blue pips and like making sure we hit that.
Well, I think the earlier stages of the game, anyways, like your creatures that are going to start to get the creature game playing going, do have white in them or do have blue in them. Like, you have your things like Mockingbird to clone your Esper Sentinels, the white to be able to ramp and then put out an Esper Sentinel.
Yeah.
Being like, I actually switched. I was on Talisman of Progress for the longest time. I switched it to the Talisman of Dominance.
Yeah.
And I moved it over to Talisman of Dominance just to try that one out. And I found that like a lot of times when that would come down early, I'd be like, man, I just didn't like it. I missed the Talisman of Progress, which I've cut both of them, and now I'm on the Grim Monolith just to test that out.
To be fair, you like your silence effects.
Well, not even that. I'm just talking about being able to throw down like an early Archivist, be able to throw down an early Esper Sentinel, being able to throw down Taru, being able to throw down Lotho, like stuff like that.
Right.
And then if I choose not to go that way, I've got access to the blue to still be able to interact, so I can advance my board and still be able to interact.
Yep.
They're on the Necro. So they're on Necro and Nos, correct? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And then 27 lands. And this list is the most right list I've seen because no starting town.
What? You just hate that.
This list is just objectively correct. Deal with it. No,
I'm going to make you run a list of Yuriko that has starting town in it.
I'd fucking shoot myself.
Please don't do that.
That's staying in.
So if you want to see Blake run Yuriko,
I thought that was going to be a totally different direction. You're like, if you want to see a public execution of Blake.
I don't know if we can put that out there or not.
Just flip a Shadow of Mortality off the top and then just fucking 15 to the dome.
Okay. As if you needed another reason. But anyway. Oh, fuck. Are you okay?
No.
All right. Well, congrats, William, on second place here. Okay, so this is the most shocking thing, I think, from this event. But in first place, we have Edgar Rodriguez on Corvold, Fey Curse King, with 4 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. So, do you think that this is the lands / Japanese list of?
I haven't looked yet. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say 2 things.
What?
Yes, I think it's the landfall list because I think that list has been doing really good. People are having a hard time interacting with the lands decks.
Yeah.
2, I think it's very funny how this was just a couple of this was like a month or 2 ago. Me and you were trying to help my buddy Kobe build a list.
Yeah.
And he loves JUND. And you remember when we were, I told him, I said, look at all the JUND decks right now that are doing really well. And when we clicked on like the JUND color identity in EDH top 16, nothing popped up because Corvold hadn't even had any good showings since the bans and everything else. Out of nowhere, Corvold's fucking popping up everywhere.
I know.
This is insane. But yeah, I think it's the lands version.
I think it's the lands? Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's the lands.
I think it has to be.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's take a look. What we got here?
I mean, I think it has to. Croson Wayfarer, you've got there's...
Yeah, but we're not... Hold on. But there's no Aftermath.
What the heck?
And there's no Lumra. Is this the lands?
I think it's still the Lands version.
I mean,
let's go farther down.
Here is one combo that I am anticipating, though.
Wow.
Hear me out. So there is Knuckles.
Okay.
Here in the 99, which is funny. But you can utilize Knuckles to win, technically speaking.
Fuck.
They're on the Witherbloom Apprentice, so you know that they're on Chain of Smog. But Chain of Smog and Storm Killing Artist is also Infinite Treasures.
And then win with Knuckles on Final Fortune.
Yeah.
That's sick. So, I like that idea.
So let's see. Let's keep going. I think it's safe to assume there's the Chain of Smog. There's a last chance. Draw out deck, play Knuckles, make more treasures, or have all the treasures you want.
I don't see any other land stuff. We were definitely wrong. This isn't a lands list. I don't think so.
we were wrong.
Wow, we're dumb as fuck.
Usually we're on top of this, but today we are not. I think we're both a little out of it. So I think it's got me a little confuckled at the moment. But
this is Secret Commander Knuckles.
This is Secret Commander Knuckles.
What the fuck?
So yeah, because we have Last Chance, we have Final Fortune. If you have the Storm Killing and you're able to resolve the Chain of Smog and make the Infinite Treasures by just continuing to target yourself.
You just cast
You cast Corvold, you draw out whatever, like you draw your deck.
Whichever you need, and then you just...
And then, like, if you have Dose, like, you cast Dose, and if he resolves, like, that's... Yeah. You can win with Knuckles.
Oh my god, dude.
And guess what? If Knuckles is in the graveyard, you turn Shifting Woodlands into Knuckles at your upkeep, and then... Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the only way this deck wins. No other way. Anybody else that says anything, you're wrong. You're lying.
I mean, you can move to beats, right?
Nope. It's Knuckles.
It's Knuckles.
Yeah. Corvold the Echidna.
Knuckles, Fake Cursed King.
Knuckles, Fake Cursed
King. Knuckles the King.
This is so good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny.
I'm having a great time.
cEDH is alive and thriving. If we've seen
if Knuckles is the win con in your deck, cEDH is kicking ass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And you know what? They're also on the Mayhem Devil.
Yep. Makes sense. Yep. Kill everything that could hurt Knuckles and then win the game. No.
Oh God, Skittering Precursor. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token permanent, create a 0/1. You make it so that you have something kind of replace itself in Corvold. That's kind of cool.
On the deck. Yeah. Wait. Did we even look and see if they're on Life from the Loam?
It would be in sorceries.
They are not on.
They're on no. 6 is just like a value piece to recur things, and then
to recur what? Can they recur Knuckles?
Wet through 6? Yeah.
Fucking there we go. We figured it out.
They can recur Knuckles. They can recur Underworld Breach.
Corvold, Treasure Storm, Knuckles.
That's amazing.
Crazy. Praetor's Grasp to steal your opponent's Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Oh my god! You got anything else for this?
No. I'm very impressed with this list. The fact that wow,
this is objectively the best way to play Knuckles.
Have Knuckles Will and the sorceries.
Fuck. Last Knuckles. This is so good.
Nature's Rhythm to get the Knuckles.
Anything? Yeah. Holy shit. That's so good. Then we got a lot of decks that we don't know what people played.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that we did not necessarily cover the other very large event from this week is because they were missing a couple of competitors in the top 16, one of which that took first place. So, but this was still a pretty good size event. It was a good showing, very diverse top 16, or really the top 15 that we covered because that 7th place list was not on there.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool looking at. So it looks like all 3 blue farm lists.
I was gonna look and read some of that, but to be fair, we don't know if there were actually like more farms and stuff in there. So the metagame breakdown's not accurate.
You're right.
Yeah. So I just ended up. I looked at it and was like,
Dang.
oh. I thought the exact same thing, and I was like, nah, never mind. I just left it.
Dang.
Yeah.
That
But no,
sucks.
this was cool though. You got anything? Any other like things to add in though on the event itself?
I just kind of hate that there, and I know that there's Top Deck's kind of undergoing like a lot of changes. Like when we started this, even before we started recording, you're like, oh, is it going back to Moxfield? Like that's cool. Like the last few that we've done, it's gone straight to Top Deck stuff, and then now we're seeing like, in that really big event had over 100 plus players. Our first place, and I think like a maybe like 13th place didn't have a deck list, and then in this one, thankfully, we have pretty much all of our top 16.
Yeah.
But then it's missing the
Like
majority of the field. So I'm sure that's going to get refined.
For sure.
Like that's something I don't think we're going to have to necessarily worry about like moving forward. I think that they're just taking these first couple weeks after the invitational and revamping things and hopefully making the software a lot more consistent and ensuring that the things are tracked appropriately.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited for the new season. I'm hoping that maybe I'm still kind of debating on the cookout. I'm kind of wanting to go. I want to go. So, but if we hit 1,000, I might be more incentivized to go. So if you want to see us go to the cookout and you plan on being there and you want to hang out with us for a little bit, we have to hit 1,000 first before that happens. We got like a whole month before it.
If we hit 1,000, I think I'm less incentivized to go.
Oh, because you have to play Yuriko, play Flubs. I don't know. If we go to the cookout, I think we'll take it seriously. But if we go to our next like 60+ player event, that is not that big.
I think we have to take the decks. We said we would. I think we have to. Sorry, we got to.
Fuck.
I make day 2 with Yuriko.
I wet it with Flubs.
There you go, dude. That'll be that's how you put a channel on.
That way.
Make a video going, I took down a 515 player event with Flubs.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And then you hold up your cookout mat.
Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. Yeah. And then the video is nothing more than I took it down, but I lost every match.
Hell yeah. Well, brother, you got anything else that you want?
I have nothing else. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
No. I think right now I'm kind of tired today.
Me too.
So I'm sleepy. But with all that being said, we hope you enjoyed today's recap of this top 16. Let us know what you guys are going to be playing this weekend. Tell us what we missed in these decks, or if there were any kind of includes in some of these that surprised you, especially Knuckles the King. So with all that being said, thank you so much for joining us today. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, and as always,
go play some CEDH. Knuckles Fake Curse King.
Yeah,
that's just Corvold flying around with Knuckles on his back. He was holding the Chaos Emerald, the Master Emerald.